Live now. Welcome to Inspiration in 30 Ladies. My name is Gloria Ward. I am the founder of this amazing project, the I'm Loving Me Project, where we inspire you to love yourself. Thank you so much for joining me during the week so that we can get some inspiration and just give you something to go ahead and start your day. I could tell you, I have been on this journey where I am in preparation. We are planning for the next year, and we are also planning to end the year. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So I hope everybody is doing well. I know the kids are going back to school. I know that you got to be able to plan for things that are coming up. So I just wanted to make sure that I give you an encouraging word before you get started with everything. So, one of the things that I wanted to talk about today was this whole concept of perception because a lot of people really don't understand how much perception plays a role in your life. And I'm just trying to bring up something. I've been uh, doing some searching and doing some work over the last couple of weeks. Actually, you guys know that I started taking care of my health, started looking at different things that will help me just build up my body and my mind. And one of the things that I started working with is this idea of perception, how I look at things and how I see things. And if it's really what it is that I'm looking at, or is it really in my mind, right? Um, so for example, when it comes to, my weight and my eating habits and the stuff that I'm doing, in my head and my perception is I'm enjoying, wonderful food. I'm enjoying that wonderful food around friends and family and everything. But also when I look at it, I'm also really not taking care of myself the way that I want to. So in order to be able to stay healthy and everything, my whole perception around eating and my whole perception around what it is that I need to do in order to go ahead and stay healthy has to be able to change, right? And so when I looked at it, I said to myself, well, what are some of the other things that I need to think about? And what are some of the other things that I need to change? What is my perception around how I see myself? Right? What are some of the perceptions around how I see, other people? And we really don't think about that kind of stuff because we really just focus on our daily lives, right? When we wake up every day, we get up, we got life to tackle, we got to go to work, we got to make money, we got to take care of these kids, we got to make sure we're a good wife, a good girlfriend, a good mate, all this stuff. But we never really think about or see how the things that we're looking at, is it really important to us? Are we really just going through the motions? Or are we really, thinking about what it is or where we want to go, right? And I know it sounds a little bit confusing and I'm all over the place, but the point is the way that you are looking at your life, most of the time the way you're thinking about it is not really what's going on, right? When you look at your bank account and you say, damn, I don't have a lot of money, or I'm running out of money, or I'm going to be broke very soon after I pay my rent or after I pay my light bill or my phone bill, that's your perception of what you think is going on, right? Where really, anytime that you want to be able to change your current situation, you just have to pay, you just have to change your perception, right? The way you're looking at things in your life, the way that you're seeing your money, the way that you see in your time, the way that you are using your time and your money is just a reflection of your perception. What do you believe about yourself and what you believe about your time and your money, right? So if you think you broke, you broke. If you believe that you don't have what it takes to get that job, then you don't believe you have what it takes to get that job. If you believe that you can't move yourself forward or move your life forward in a way in which you are doing well, then you won't be able to do that. We all have this idea of who we are, right? We all have this idea of what we mean to our kids and our family. And we have a perception about what people mean to us. But most of the time, the way we think about ourselves and the way that we see ourselves is really not in a good light that will help us move forward. Is really in a light that will either keep us where we are or get us to regress. Why? Because of the things that was told to us, right? It's always going to be hard for you to get a job because you never got a good education. It's always going to be hard for you to make money because you need to go back to school. You don't have the credentials, right? It's always going to be hard for you to go ahead and get in a good relationship because you don't even know how to be good to yourself. All of these things that we are looking at as far as our perception of how we are to ourselves and other people is really the life that we live in. How do you perceive other people in your life? Some people you perceive as good, some people you perceive as bad. The main important thing is, how do you perceive yourself when it comes to you living and loving and making money and being able to have peace and freedom and joy and everything. Hey Kim, see, we got good perception in some areas, and then we got good perception, then we got not so good perception in other areas. And I always try to figure out why we got that block where we might think we the bomb and we look good, but then we think that we always going to be broke or always going to have to struggle in life, or we think that we deserve to have a meaningful relationship, right? But then we also perceive that that relationship, you have to be there and you have to struggle and you have to have struggle love and you got to be able to stand the test of time, right? When our perception changes about how we see the world, how we see our problems, and how we see things around us, then our whole entire life changes. How you thinking about yourself, your finances, your family, and all of that is affecting you in a good or bad way. If it's affecting you in a good way, keep doing it, keep thinking it. If that's the love of your life and you're happy and you're grateful and you got peace and you got joy and you are okay with everything, then keep doing that. If you in something and you saying, "Oh God, not again. I can't stand the way he do or she do, or this is getting on my nerves," your perception changed. The way that you looking at this person, the way that you looking at this whole situation has changed. Hey Felicia. And you got to understand your perception shifts because you grow, because you get more experience, because you feel like, life has taken over. But what I'm trying to tell you is The way that you think is dictating your life. First, you got to know more in order to do more. How many times we sit up there and we judge another person's religion, right? Hi, Tome. How many times we sit up here and judge another person's religion because our perception of that religion is considered to be bad? If somebody is a different religion other than ours, we go ahead and we point out all the bad things about it. Well, I don't know because they don't believe this and they don't believe that. And, I can't even think about that. How many times do we sit up here and perceive something good or bad when it comes to the people that we deal with, or because of how they look, or where they come from, right? And we don't even know these people, right? But because they are from a certain block, state, country, or whatever, our perception of them is what we see. Well, what happens when they turn that on us? And if you're black, you already know what the perception is, right? But what is your perception about yourself? Because, see, again, and I keep telling you guys, it doesn't matter what people think. They can have their own perception. That's their prerogative. But what do you think about yourself? How are you looking at your situations? And how are you improving on those? Are you making your life harder than what it's supposed to be? Are you sitting up there feeling like you gotta struggle? You gotta push so hard and just figure out all this stuff while you breaking your back and doing so many things and sacrificing because that's your perception. I told you guys all the time. With my grandmother, we had a revolving door, right? Anybody could come and stay at our place. She made sure you ate. She made sure you had everything you need. So the perception was, if you ever down and out on your luck and you needed a place to stay, you go to Mama's house. She'll take you in, right? She'll feed you, and she'll even give you a little money if she have it. If she doesn't, then hey, the only thing you have to put up with is that she got them kids in the house, right? And so they would come and they would stay and they would do all this stuff. But as a child, the perception was is that you never say no to family. You never say no because you gotta do because they down and out. That is your blood. That's what's required of you. When she really didn't have any money, but she gave it away, right? Anyway, even though it was her last, the perception was that's what you got to do. You sacrifice for others. You make sure that somebody else is good. And then guess what happens? God will give it back to you tenfold. And while you're waiting on that, that person is getting their needs met, right? So then we grow up with this perception like we have to be able to give our last, allow people who are down on their luck, right? We help, and then we will be rewarded, we will be loved more, and we will be put on this pedestal as a person who has sacrificed and who has worked. Now, that's all well and good. I'm not trying to tell you not to give and not to love, because some people do need the help. But what I want you to understand is that what is your perception when it's you? Do you believe that you can go to these same people and get the help and the money and the things that you need, or do you tell yourself a different story? Do you even think that these people will be here for you? Or do you make up stories? Well, they ain't got it anyway, so I know I can't go to Barbara about nothing. She always need help. How do you perceive yourself while you're walking this journey? How are you looking at others when you are walking this journey? When you change, everything else around you change. Stop saying you can't do. Stop saying you don't have time. Stop saying you're broke. Stop saying you only staying because of the kids. No, you're not. Stop saying this is only for the meantime until you can get your money together and find another job, and then you're going to change the situation. If you're not working towards that, stop saying that. It is time to look at the way you think about things. Okay? Now, hear me. I'm not trying to tell you how to think. What I'm trying to tell you is that in order for you to really fully elevate yourself, you have to change your perception on what you see around you. Remember, the inside reflects your outside. So if you okay with sitting in a house that is in disarray, guess what's in disarray? And trust me, this apartment that I stay in is in disarray. At least 2, 3 times out the week. So I'm not telling you something that I don't struggle with. Okay? Because when this get in disarray, I see it. My car be in disarray. I got books here and bags here and all this stuff. And then be like, Gloria, why don't you just clean this out? And I just say to myself, well, I don't have any time. It's too much work. I can't get better because I don't have time to sit down. Well, that's your perception. That's what you think. What the hell are you doing with your time? I found myself yesterday watching Working Moms, watching Working Moms on Netflix. I saw about 6 episodes, but I ain't got no time. Priorities are different because, see, our perception is we can wait, it's not important, it's okay, we got time, where we don't have time. See, changing a perception hurts because we got to do work. We got to do work. And we don't want to do the work. The work is frustrating, right? So we just go about whatever it is that we do. And then get mad when people so called take advantage of us, don't treat us right, don't deserve us, or feel like they running over us. It's the way we thinking about them as the reason why they continue to do the stuff. I know my mama's going to let me come in, and I know my mama's going to give me some money, and I know my mama's going to do this for me. I ain't got to worry about it. And even though you try to stand up every time they come and say, this is the last damn time, I'm not doing this again. They just be like, yeah, ma, this the last time. Yep. I got this job lined up. I got, stuff together. They know your perception is not going to change. They know you're going to always see them as your baby, which is okay. But when you going to allow that baby to stand on their own 2 feet? When are you going to stand on your own 2 feet and stop telling yourself you can't, you're afraid, it's hard, you're sorry, you got to wait, you're fearful, you're not ready, you don't have enough money, it's not the right time, it's too expensive. All these things we tell ourselves. I'm not at the right place. Where am I gonna get it from? There's nobody to help me. I'm all out here by myself. That's all your perception, honey. And it stops you from moving. I was sitting here and I was telling a friend the other day, I said, one of the things that I need to work on, y'all, is my perception around people in my industry. Because you guys know I come from an IT background, right? I have this thing, and I have to admit it to myself, and I've been working on it, I promise you. I have this thing where I've been in a room since I've been independent for the last 18 years with a lot of white men, right? And they come in with their big suits, and they come in with their big words and all this stuff, talking about technology and everything. So I never had this thing where I had to look like them or whatever, right? I would just come in my regular self, because the more comfortable I was, the more confident I felt. If I had to dress up and all that stuff, I mean, it was cool, but I mean, I was always tight and uncomfortable. So my perception is, and what my experience has been, is every time I'm in these rooms, I am the only female and black, right? So when I go to ask a question or get passionate about something or too direct with something, right? Everybody in the room, so it seems in my mind, they get quiet, and then they start to pacify and say, yes, Gloria, I understand that you are angry, and I understand that this means something to you. And I'm saying to myself, I'm not angry, right? I'm not I'm not upset or anything. I'm just telling you what it is. But their perception of me is that if you speak with passion, you're angry. If you speak with authority, you're out of place, right? So I could allow two things to happen. I can allow that perception to get to me, change the way I am, to be more, how do you say, what's the word, accommodating, or I can remember and build up who I am, and however I am, that's just who I am. That's just me. Because my perception of myself is much stronger than what you think about me, right? I can't change the way they think, but I can change the perception about myself, which is that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Every room that I walk into, I change lives. Every person that I talk to, I speak life into. Everything that I do with excellence. I be the best at everything. I see God through people even when it is hard. Everything good in life starts with a challenge. See, when I'm going in with that mindset, and when you go in with that mindset, ladies, and when you have that mindset, anything outside can't touch you. You understand what I'm trying to say? And yes, it's hard because they try to push and they try to test and they try to do a whole bunch of stuff. But you also got to remember that's who they are and that's what they want. But knowing that God flows through me in everything, knowing that I'm the head and not the tail, knowing that I am fearfully and wonderfully made, puts me in a position where my perception of myself is what has got me here for the last 18 years. I was always the youngest, a woman, and black, and I didn't care. What you thinking about and how you viewing your life, good or bad, is affecting you. Ask yourself, when I look at my house, my life, the people that I'm around, what is my perception of my job? What is my perception of my income? What is my perception of myself? What do I believe about myself? My struggle comes, and a lot of my clients tell me this, is because I say what's on my mind. And I say, I do not like you. And they say, well, Gloria, you can't tell people you don't like them. Well, I would rather for them to know than sugarcoat it. And then that doesn't mean we can't work together, but just know I don't like you. But we're going to get this stuff done, right? We ain't hanging out. We ain't going to be friends. I know that you don't have my best interest, but we going to get this stuff done, right? And they like, Gloria, that is not nice, but greater is he that is in me that it is in the world, right? I do my best to say what I mean and mean what I say. I'm not perfect, but I'm working on it because I believe in myself. The way that you thinking about your situation, the way that you thinking about your finances, the way that you thinking about your work, the way that you are thinking about who you are is what's turning up over and over and over and over again in your life. Okay? The minute that you perceive any situation you in differently and you see the good, that situation changes. It is not cool that the house burnt down, but I am so thankful that I have insurance. And I know that I'm going to have to temporarily be uncomfortable. And I'm just grateful and happy that I do have a place to go and I was prepared. But I know that I can get it again and I'm okay. I know that I don't have all the money right now to go ahead and invest in myself. But what I know for sure is when I develop my skills, when I take those courses, when I sit up there and read those books, that I'm going to enhance my skills, that's going to allow me to eventually enhance my income. And that eventually is going to allow me and afford me the opportunities to move to where I want to be. The more I practice, the better I become. And the better I become, the more money I make. You understand? You're not crying and blaming someone else as to the reason why you don't have what you need. Because it's all in your perception of how you look at things. Life is what you make it. Always remember that. Life is what you make it. And if you don't like what you make, and change it. And if you think it's too hard for you to change and you too deep into it, change your perception. Change the way you see in the picture. And I would say to you, Felicia, I guess it's in the believing that you can. Absolutely. Faith without works is dead. Point blank. Faith without works is dead. You got to know that you know. Because nobody is going to have more faith in you than you. And if you battling with your mind as to what's good and what's right and what you can't do and what you can't do, then figure out a way to slow your mind down and really build yourself up. Because that's all you need. You've been running on the hamster wheel for a very long time because of perception and the way that you see your life. It's stopping you from getting what you want. The moment that you say to yourself out loud, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, it does something to your stomach. The moment that you say, I'm the head and not the tail, it does something to you. When you say it out loud, it makes your baby jump inside of you because they keep saying, yes, yes, this is me. Yes, yes, I'm still here. Remember this, and I'm going to close. Everything you desire, you want for yourself, you want for your family, you want for everyone around you, is already here. You have to stop fighting yourself. You have to stop fighting yourself and just ask yourself, when I'm looking at this situation, how can I see the God in this situation? How can I see the good in this? How can I make this situation work for me? What is the positive things that's coming out of this? And those are the things that you hold on to. You get what I'm saying? The negative stuff is going to go away the minute that you hold on to the positive things that's happening. And if you can't find a positive thing, you always got your life. You always got the fact that you are still here. You got the activity of your limbs. You got one more day to try to turn it around. And that is enough. Because what do I always tell you? There's somebody in the hospital begging God to take your spot. So when you feel all hope is lost, think about that person. I know I do. I'm sitting here on Facebook and YouTube talking to you while somebody that is up the street from me at the hospital begging God for their life, wishing they can be here. I got to do it. I got to change my mind. I got to go. I love y'all. I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.